Park for the final home game in 2015. The Reds are in town for a Monday makeup. Coming up now on MASN. After a wild weekend here at Nationals Park, it's one more time at home for the Reds and the Nats. We said we hope not goodbye to Ian Desmond, at least for the foreseeable future, but he did get a little curtain call from the fans yesterday. Always popular with our folks. So over the weekend, the Nats eliminated, then a dust-up in the dugout yesterday, much talked about all over the country. And now the news today, Jonathan Papelbon suspended 3 games by Major League Baseball. He accepts that. It starts today. Then the Nats suspend him starting on Thursday.
Yeah, he won't be playing anymore this season for the Nationals. We'll see what happens in the offseason. But when you're picked to win a bunch of ball games and you're picked to win your division and maybe even the World Series, when it doesn't go well, things get ugly, and they get ugly in a hurry. And yesterday they did. You see Mike Rizzo's statement right there. The Nationals organization will not tolerate that behavior in any way. So Jonathan Papelbon gets the rest of the season off. Bryce Harper gets today off, and we'll watch a baseball game, and hopefully an uneventful baseball game with stuff off the field and in the dugout.
Yeah, the Nats owed the Reds one. They're 0-5 against Cincinnati this year. Max Scherzer, how about this? He's going to start 2 games out of a 3-game series against the same team more than 2 months apart as he takes the mound for this one.
Call Elias, see if that's ever happened for him. He's coming off the 12 strikeout performance against the Orioles and that epic battle with Manny Machado, looking to do the same here today with the strikeout performance.
It was an epic battle for Max Scherzer back on June 20th when the Pittsburgh Pirates were here. They just couldn't do a thing with him. Eyelash from perfection. He got the no-hitter. Scherzer looking for maybe a lucky number 13 today. Nationals baseball on MASN, brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. Hoping to wave that curly W flag one more time. The Nats are 45-35 at home, 4-6 homestand. Obviously not going as planned for the first 10 games. Cloudy, 62% the humidity, 81 degrees. One of those days the ball could be moving around this ballpark quickly. Max Scherzer hopes to avoid that against this Cincinnati lineup that does have Joey Votto in there. Look at this, 44 straight games on base. That is some kind of crazy. Votto, his on-base percentage second only to Bryce Harper's at .464, and he has walked 140 times. Joey Votto has. Todd Frazier, all-star in the lineup as well with Jay Bruce. And here's Max Scherzer, only his third career start against Cincinnati.
Yeah, fastball's been averaging 95 for Scherzer this year. Curveball 82, changeup 88. 32nd start of the year for Scherzer. You see the ERA, the average against, and 27 home runs given up this year.
Skip Schumacher will be the leadoff guy. Max 12-12 with a .298 ERA. The league still only hitting .219 against him. And the first pitch right on time at .305. Schumacher 3 for 8 career against Max. He's hitting .248. .93 downstairs, unreachable. 21st year in the big leagues for Marty Foster, the home plate umpire. Mike Belinsky first. Mark Wegner, there he is, the crew chief at second. 18th year. Sam Holbrook, 18th year, over at third. Max comes out firing strikes.
Good trivia question. Maybe someday down the road. Max Scherzer starting 2 games in a series against the Cincinnati Reds in 2015. He was durable, Bob. You remember 2015? He started the first game and the third game.
He's the horse. Although we must now note that it was 2 months and 21 days apart. Ivan De Jesus Jr. is on deck. Reds are 63 and 92. They've dropped 8 in a row. 2.5 games behind Milwaukee, the 4th place club in the Central. The Reds have had a lot of young pitching. They've had some injuries. Billy Hamilton out right now. And a 2-2 pitch. Another ball club that wasn't picked to do what the Nats were picked to do, but they had higher aspirations for the NL Central this year. So there's Max with his ranks.
You remember, broke the strikeout record last start. 4th inning strikeout of Jonathan Scope for 243, breaking Steven Strasburg's 242.
Hey, Schumacher hanging tough here. So right now his 249, 32 behind the 281 of Clayton Kershaw. And a 2-2. All right, 8 pitches for the first batter. Outfield around to the left a bit in center and left field. He'll pull the ground ball, and Clint Robinson will lead Max Scherzer to the bag perfectly.
Well, check out the Nats D today. A little different look for your Washington Nationals. Tyler Moore gets the start in left. Matt Dendecker gets the start in right. Trey Turner at shortstop. Dan Uggla at second. And the rest pretty much the same.
At Williams Ball Club, 3 games over 500 with 7 to go, including today. Be kind of weird by the time the Nats go to Atlanta tomorrow. They will have played 3 different teams in 3 days. Outside to Ivan De Jesus Jr., 28 years of age, 205 career hitter previously in parts of 2 years with the Dodgers and the Red Sox. De Jesus Sr., pretty good infielder. 15 years in the big leagues. Dodgers, Cubs, Phillies, Cardinals, Yankees, Giants, Tigers. Ivan De Jesus Sr. 1-1 pitch upstairs. And that one ending up way outside.
A good slider from Scherzer. Started on the outer half of the plate, broke it off the plate away. That's the one he featured Milwaukee for 16 strikeouts. Fastball away to righties and a slider off of that.
2-2 pitch. And then some gas at 95. Number 250 for Max Scherzer.
Now the short arm crossfire 3/4 release, and the fastball just jumping all over Ivan DeJesus.
Maybe some question on whether that ball was tipped or not. Wilson Ramos, or were they checking on the count?
It doesn't matter if it was tipped. Ramos caught it, strike 3.
There's Joey Votto hitting .318. He's actually tied for 4th in the league with Yunel Escobar, who's sitting out today. Off-speed pitch had him way out ahead.
.140 walks this year for Joey Votto.
Hard to believe somebody has walked 23 times more, or rather 13 times more than Bryce Harper.
He's reached base 310 times this year via a hit, walk, or hit by pitch. That's 6 shy of the club record, 316. And it's his club record.
I like his chances with a week to go
of breaking his own record.
And I know over the years, and there are the two guys who get on more than anybody else, Bryce and Votto. You know, some have said, including his own teammate Brandon Phillips from time to time, be more aggressive, swing the bat more. But this guy's one of the great weapons in baseball. You just have to pitch to him. If you don't, he'll take the base on balls. Red's not as potent, of course, in their lineup these days with Phillips and Hamilton out of there. But who's going to argue with .318? I mean, he still gets his hacks, and he's 1 home run short of 30. Up and in, and down he goes.
And Max Scherzer's been doing this lately, kind of moving back left-handers with that fastball. You saw it with Chris Davis in the Orioles outing last time out, and I see it here with Joey Votto.
3-2 pitch. Votto 4 for 6 against Scherzer. And there's that great batting eye, like Bryce Harper, that he features to get the 2-out walk.
So get this, Carb. Joey Votto trying to join Barry Bonds, Ted Williams, and Babe Ruth, the only players in Major League history to hit at least 300, 30 home runs, and 150 walks. So 9 more walks. And that's pretty good company, right? Barry Bonds, Ted Williams, and some guy named Babe Ruth.
And just 1 more home run to break into that group.
Wow.
Here's Todd Frazier. The Reds were here right before the All-Star break. At that time, Todd Frazier was hitting .284 with 25 home runs already. Then, of course, he wins the home run derby. So since then, his batting average has gone down 24 points, and he's hit only 10 more home runs. Now, hey, 10 home runs, not a bad second half, but he had 25.
But everybody always talks about the integrity of the game and records and how they're broken in different eras in baseball and what happened in certain eras. Imagine if Barry Bonds, Ted Williams, and Babe Ruth played 81 home games in Cincinnati, what their numbers would be like, or in Colorado, or in ballparks that didn't exist when they played that are launching pads now. Nothing's ever the same in this game.
Don't think about Willie Mays all those years at Candlestick. Swing and a miss. Frazier set down by Scherzer, who gets 2 strikeouts around the first inning walk. On for the Reds, except that Joey Votto walk. We're going bottom of the first. And the Nats have some young guys getting opportunities today, but they have some of the regulars in there as well, including Anthony Rendon, who bats third. So last 33 games, over 310, lots of runs, scoring, driving them in, lots of walks, 18 of those his last 33 ball games. Clint Robinson's the cleanup guy. Wilson Ramos up to number 5 today against Brandon Finnegan. 22 years of age. They got him from Texas. Actually from Kansas City, pardon me, as part of the Johnny Cueto deal.
Yeah, last start on the 23rd at St. Louis, 4-1 loss. Gave up 6 runs on 7 hits over 5 innings of work. Struck out 7, walk 1 through 72 pitches. Fastball, slider changed the arsenal. Fastball 93.
Another TCU guy in the big leagues. Michael A. Taylor, the leadoff spot for the Nats today, checking in at 231. Even with the bags at the corners. 1-1.
Slider to the out pitch for Finnegan. Works both sides of the plate with his fastball. Guy's got to keep it down. Works fast. Needs ground balls to be successful.
All the other ball games tonight. There's some really interesting games, by the way, in the National League. St. Louis at Pittsburgh. Pirates 3 back. The Royals are at Chicago. How about Kansas City and the Cubs? And then Dodgers Giants, last gap. A gasp, that is, for the Giants. And a ball driven to right center, over covering that, Jay Bruce.
So the defense for the Reds: Schumacher, Bosch, Brucey outfield, Suarez, Frazier left side, DeJesus Jr., Votto right side, and Tucker Barnhart behind the plate.
And Jay Bruce has done some damage against Max Scherzer. He'll lead off in the second. 3 career hits, including a home run. So Trey Turner is a big league hitter, 4 for 18. Yeah, 18 at bats in 21 games. He's appeared a lot as a pinch runner. Two 2-0. And a ball ripped to center. Coming in, Bosch. No chance. Trey Turner drops his 5th big league hit into short right center.
Well, there goes a no-hitter. Trey Turner with the first knock of the day for the Nats. Kind of off the end. Pretty aggressive swing. Didn't get on the barrel, and that was a good thing because the ball dropped in front of Bosch for a base hit. And now Turner, the burner, on first base. We'll see if he decides to run here early.
Always a great situation with Anthony Rendon stepping in. All that room on the right side. Batting average at .274. Looked like he tried to get around that outside pitch and try to pull it a bit, maybe later in the count. He goes the other way. Just looking at Rendon, he's only playing in his 75th game of the year. So he's played in fewer than half the ball games this year. A healthy Rendon, a big thing for the Nats next year.
You want your stat of the day?
Ready.
9 rookie pitchers have made a modern franchise record 103 starts for the Reds this year. This is the 103rd start by a rookie pitcher for the Reds.
Crazy.
That is hard to wrap your head around, isn't it? So young guys getting their feet wet at the highest level in a hitter's ballpark, nonetheless.
Yeah, tough place to learn. Well, Finnegan 4-1 overall, counting his time in Kansas City. With the Reds, he's 1-1 with a .497. 5th appearance, 3rd start. Runner on the move, pitch up and away, and a great throw in time by Tucker Barnhart. He's now 14 for 50 So 28% caught stealing. 2 down.
Trey Turner being aggressive right here. I don't think he got the best jump. And then he kind of had a feeling that he wasn't there in time. And as a base stealer, you can tell. You say to yourself, it's taking a little bit too long for me to get here. And the reason you see that is because he took his left hand away and tried to reach his right hand in there, knowing that it was taking a while. That clock goes off just like an infielder on a slow roller. You know that you're taking too long to get there, and there's a good chance they're going to get you. And did they get him on the tag? Pretty good slide by Turner. Look at him taking away the left hand, getting tagged in the chest as the right hand gets there. Looked pretty close.
Yeah, crew chief Mark Wegner on that call. So the base is empty, 2 outs. 2-2 now to Anthony Rendon. Now without a base runner, Joey Votto moves about 30 feet off the bag at first to try to cut down that right side hole. So the Reds, with all these young pitchers, a staff ERA of 4.31, 11th in the National League. They've won just 29 road games this year, 48 losses. Got him. Fastball. Rendon didn't like the call, drops his bat, and the Nats send 3 men up in the first inning. No score early.
Park. Bob at FP mentioned that the Nationals have suspended Jonathan Papelbon for 4 games following yesterday's incident between Papelbon and Bryce Harper. And earlier today, Matt Williams held a press conference to talk about that incident and the Nationals deciding to levy that punishment towards Papelbon. Matt Williams said that he takes responsibility for not getting more information about the scuffle immediately after it happened. He said, I should have talked to players and coaches to try and find out exactly what happened. And had I known the severity of it, I would not have let Papelbon pitch the top of the 9th inning as he did yesterday. As for Bryce Harper, who is out of the lineup today, Matt said that's for his part in yesterday's incident. Bryce was going to get a day off at some point over these next couple days. The Nats held Harper out of the lineup as his part, in yesterday's incident with Jonathan Papelbon.
That's Dan with our Coons.com sideline report. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons.
Good stuff, Dan.
Jay Bruce. Johnny Cueto beat Max Scherzer 5-0 back on Tuesday, June 7th. And the Reds got a couple of runs in the first inning on a Votto double and a Bruce triple. This ball a mile up there. Michael A. Taylor. Take you back to yesterday in case you've missed it. Bryce Harper, routine fly ball to left, obviously frustrated. Runs down the first, and Papelbon confronts him as he comes to the dugout for not running the ball out.
And then kept confronting him and kept confronting him and kept confronting him. And then that's when, you start to get cornered as a man. You got to say something back, and then they went.
Ian Desmond first on the scene to break it up. Steve McCaddy in there.
Let's say what I said yesterday. As a position player that's out there for 148 games, grinding every single day, every single inning, if one of your peers says you need to run something out, you listen. But if a guy that pitches one inning every 4 or 5 days does it, I think most position players would take offense.
Papelbon admitting after the game that he was in the wrong on the way it happened, and there are better ways to handle such situations.
Obviously. And, everybody banged up this time of year, but when you've been on base more than anybody in baseball, your body is paying the price in September. And if your body's not paying the price, you haven't been playing too well this time of year. So every single guy in this field right now is banged up and hurting. But the way Bryce Harper's played so hard this year, if he wants to jog to first base occasionally on a fly ball, I don't think Matt Williams has a problem with it. I don't think any of his teammates have a problem with it. But Jonathan Papelbon did.
Scherzer on a 1-2 pitch to Eugenio Suarez, throwing it way outside, and he has fanned 3 of the 5 men he's retired.
Slider sliding for Max big time today. And it's that one that's short and late and tough to pick up, it would seem, by the swings you're seeing from the right-handers in the lineup.
Center fielder Brennan Bosch is next. Bosch, a former Scherzer teammate in Detroit with the Tigers, 2010, 11, and 12. And he's 1 for 4 career against Max. One ball, 1 strike. Reds 10th in the league in batting average coming in, 251, 12th in runs, in the top 6 in home runs with 5 fewer than the Nats. Busted bat big time down there to first, and Clint Robinson in routine fashion, 1-2-3.
What kind of damage?
That was severe, broken and retired. Have a base hit by Trey Turner. He was caught stealing. Nothing going offensively so far. And Ian Desmond, after his emotional day yesterday, thanking our fans for everything. Be proud to say he played for the Washington Nationals. He's always called it a blessing to play here, and he's now looking forward to whatever the next chapter is in his baseball life.
A true professional in every sense.
Admirable young man, Ian Desmond. Fantastic family, father of 3, married his grade school sweetheart, Chelsea. That's a base hit by Clint Robinson going the other way. Reds didn't have a big shift on, but Todd Frazier was way off the line at third base. And let's go back to Ian Desmond's day yesterday, starting with a home run.
The opposite field off the facade in right center field. I'll tell you what, whoever gets Ian Desmond, whether it's the Nationals next year or another ball club, is lucky to have a first-class professional in every sense of the word. Whether he's hitting 200 or hitting 300, he's the same guy in the clubhouse every single day. And the one thing he just needs to work into his 5-year deal is he starts the season in mid-May. If he does that, he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
83 players taken before him back in 04 when the Expos drafted him. The pride of Sarasota High School, Ian Desmond.
My season starts May 15th. Boom, Hall of Famer.
See you then.
Yep. He'll figure that April thing out.
Wilson Ramos high in the air. Nats are doing some first pitch swinging here. Jay Bruce for the first out. Next up, Tyler Moore and Matt Dendecker.
We got a beer festival, Nats Park, but Saturday, November 7th. Fall beers, lawn games, food trucks, DJs, and more. $40 a person, or ducats a person. 2 sessions includes unlimited tasting from dozens of craft breweries. Last man standing. Some restrictions apply. Get your tickets now at nationals.com.
I heard they asked you to MC that event as long as you can.
I'll be there.
Tyler Moore hitting .207, but he's hitting .246 in his 31 starts.
I'm not a fancy beer guy, though. Pretty simple when it comes to that.
So when Tyler gets an opportunity to start, usually does some damage. 4 home runs, 23 RBIs, 10 doubles in those 31 starts. Off to the right side and 0-2 here. By the way, the Nats today in their final home game will go over 2.6 million in attendance. Right now the figure stands at 2,595,423. The average of 32,443, top 5 in the National League. And we didn't really know what to expect. I'm proud of the several thousand that are here coming out to see baseball one more time.
I thought it'd be crickets today, but decent crowd.
Get 1-2 count with 1 out. And Tyler Moore, a slow roller out to short. Tricky little hop, and then Suarez couldn't keep the handle on it. I don't know if he took a little glance at second base, but he certainly had to play at first.
Probably didn't have to feel it on the run, but you see that last hop kind of shoots on him. And for whatever reason, this infield's been playing harder than normal this last homestand. Usually very soft. The dirt surface has been bouncy. You've seen a couple of hops, especially with the Orioles infield. Jonathan Scope, J.J. Hardy, and now Suarez had some ground balls come up and bite him.
That'll bring in Matt Dendecker with 2 on 1 out. Coming off a great series against the Phillies. And at least for the Nats, his career day yesterday with a 2nd inning homer, 4th inning single, 7th inning single, 9th inning double.
And a far tater off the back wall in center field.
Not far from the Bryce Harper 460 plus plaque out there.
If you start hitting homers over dumpsters, it's a big deal. It just doesn't happen all the time.
Yeah, usually the ambulance is out there, but even that was hiding yesterday.
Well, check it out. Homer over dumpster. Big leg kick, catches it out in front. First career 4-hit day for Matt Dendecker, including that shot. Unofficially 822 feet.
That's by the time it stopped rolling,
Yeah. Let's go with it.
He was 5 for 9 in that series. And he hits one right to the second baseman, De Jesus, who gave a horrible feed to Suarez. That's not how you turn a 4-6-3, so they have to settle for 1 out. And now Dan Uggla gets a chance with the inning still alive.
Yep, not the highlight reel on middle infield defense this inning for the Reds. This is a tailor-made double play, and for whatever reason, DeJesus can't get it out of his glove. Low feed to Suarez. You got to follow that feed. When you do the backhanded barehand feed, if you stop your momentum, the ball's going to go low. And what I mean by following it is once you throw it, just keep running toward the target. Then you'll hit him in the chest. But if you stop, the ball's going to stop, and the feed was low.
So a 2-out chance for Dan Uggla. Can't check his swing. Strike one. Uggla this year, 116 at-bats in 65 games. 21 hits. That huge homer in Atlanta. 15 RBIs. When we think about the 2015 season, that swing by him at Turner Field will be one of the really first things we remember. We're going to have some Nats moments on the road trip, so make sure you stick with us in Atlanta and New York. We'll bring you highlights all week. And by the way, Mike Rizzo, on the heels of Dan's report a moment ago, will be speaking to the media after today's game, after Matt Williams is done, and that will be part of Nats Extra post game with Johnny and Ray. Count to Uggla, 1 ball, 2 strikes. With Barnhart setting up inside, that's where the breaking pitch went. 2-2. And Dan Uggla now works the count full. Rookie pitcher took a couple steps toward his own dugout there.
Well, Tucker Barnhart's doing a nice job framing the low pitch. Looked like Jose Lobaton all the way. He's done it a couple of times. Did it on Anthony Rendon's strike 3 to end the first. Soft hands back there and doing a nice job of catching the top half of the baseball and bringing it up.
Good hitting pitcher on deck. 3-2 with 2 outs. Dendecker will be running. He takes off from first, and Dan Uggla is called out on strikes and then kicks his bat.
Did it again. Watch the frame by Barnhart. This ball's below the strike zone, and watch him bring it up like Lobaton does. Boom. Gets the call from Marty Foster, who's looking for strikes.
Monday matinee. Who isn't? Swing for your seats. Thrill of hitting a home run in a big league ballpark? We'll give it a try. That's if you purchase or renew your Nats Plus membership for next year by October 5th. Hit a homer, you get your seats free. Some rules and restrictions apply. Visit nationals.com/swing or call 202-675-NATS.
Wow.
That's great.
It's a great compliment. Having a chat with the skipper.
Tucker Barnhart, Brandon Finnegan, and Skip Schumacher, top of the third. Max Scherzer so far, 34 pitches, 23 strikes, coming off an 11-pitch, 1-2-3 seconds. A little bit low. Barnhart starting a 64th game. .243. Switch hitting catcher, and for the left side, hitting a respectable .259. And by the way, he lives in Drew Storen's hometown of Brownsburg, Indiana. So that town can claim 3 big leaguers: Tucker Barnhart, Drew Storen, and Lance Lynn. Scherzer thought he had a strike there. Leadoff walk in with more on Ian Desmond. Here's Dan.
Bob, Ian Desmond got a cool reception as he came out of the game yesterday. Got a chance to get a standing ovation and then a curtain call as he came into the dugout. He said after the game that was a pretty special moment. He called it bittersweet. I asked him what all of the support from fans here in his time with the Nationals organization has meant to him. He said, I think whether you've cheered for me, loved me, hated me, booed me, to invest emotion in somebody, Ian said that's very important, and he takes something out of that. There have been plenty of, as he said, irrelevant players over time that have not gotten emotion from fans. He said the fact that National fans have shown him emotion, any type of emotion, he really appreciates that.
Yeah, and ever since he has been here, he was one of the guys who really gets it in terms of dealing with the media and the fans. Scherzer to Ugla. And one other thing we have to mention about Ian Desmond, and I know our buddy across the river over in Southeast, Tal Alter, would second this. He's the director of the Nationals Youth Baseball Academy, which, by the way, is getting a lot of play this week. There was a big story in the New York Times about it. Check it out on their website. But Ian has been so instrumental in the lives of so many young people over there, Ward 7, at the Baseball Academy. He has really given of his time for those kids. Top of the order, here's Skip Schumacher with a runner in scoring position. And he gave Max Scherzer fits before grounding out in the first inning. First batter of the game, 9 pitches to get that out. First time through the order, the Reds go 0 for 6 with 2 walks and a sacrifice bunt. Schumacher's been in the big leagues since 05.
See Schumacher take that practice swing right after the ball hit Ramos's glove in the box. How do you know he just wasn't late on the fastball?
Yeah, that would be really late. Did he check? He did, says Sam Holbrook down at third.
Check it out from the side. What do you think?
Ooh, close.
Might have got away with one right there. Usually in makeup games on a Monday, if you blink, you went.
Two-one pitch. Ramos steps to his left. Schumacher drives it to left. And Tyler Moore laying out. Throws to second. Just a little bit late on the assist. Tyler Moore, a first baseman playing left field with one of the best catches of the year.
Do it, Tyler Moore. You kind of see that one shaping up, couldn't you? Tyler Moore got a good jump. He had a good clean route going to this ball. Kind of tailing back to him a little bit. Leaves his feet. Gets up and throws a strike to Dan Ugla and almost doubles up Barnhart. What a play by Tyler Moore. Landed hard. His neck's going to be sore tomorrow morning. You get whiplash on these. Watch his head.
Oh. Max
hard.
couldn't believe it.
Max is digging the effort by Tyler Moore. What a play.
Here's Jesus Jr., who struck out first time. Trying to bunt for a 2-out hit with Joey Votto on deck.
Yeah, it's not a good play. You got to try to drive in a run with 2 outs, especially when it's in scoring position. A bunt right there, even though Joey Votto's on deck, really doesn't do a whole lot of good. You notice how Tyler Moore, when he dives, we see him do it a couple times. He doesn't slide, he sticks. He just kind of like velcros to the grass and hits hard. What a play. What an effort.
.23 pitches in that first inning because of that Schumacher at bat. And then just 11 in the second. Trying to get the 3rd out here. Chopper third base. Here comes Rendon. Bare hand. Perfectly played. And now Max Scherzer gets to lead off. A 0 on the board in the 3rd thanks to some stellar outfield and infield defense.
Tyler Moore leaving his feet. Definitely saving a run. Anthony Rendon with Joey Votto on deck makes a beautiful bare hand play. Nicely done.
Achiever in you, PNC Bank, with our minor league report. Yes, Joan Baez, last 10, dealing with the Auburn Double Days this year. 48 innings, 1.68 ERA, just 20 years of age.
Joan Baez.
Probably be touring someday with the Nats.
That's a big league name.
From the Dominican Republic. Just his 2nd year in professional baseball.
The night they drove old Dixie down.
We're going to take him to Atlanta with us. Max Scherzer, 12 hits this year. Max Scherzer, 13 hits this year. Nats have their 3rd base hit, so they go 3 for 9 first time around. Taylor and Turner the next 2.
Well, a line drive from Max Scherzer just blowing in the wind.
Okay.
All right. That's not.
Where are we going next? Woodstock?
I don't know. Just thinking of Joan Baez songs, but I can't help it. And the fact that we're laughing is a good thing.
It is. We could use a few laughs around here today. Hey, that's a great thing. At least until next Sunday, there's a game the next day.
Yep. Good hack.
Yeah, and Michael hit the ball well first time. Headed for the gap in right center. Jay Bruce went over and got it. Something to keep in mind in case there's a first to third opportunity here. Jay Bruce has 10 assists. So Max a career high, finally getting a big time dose of National League Baseball. Of course, started his career with the Diamondbacks back in '08. And then Detroit for 5 years. A couple of competitors right there, Scherzer and Votto, at a high level. And by the way, they'll be facing each other leading off the next inning. Brandon Finnegan, first inning 13 pitches, then 15. So he's been around the plate and things have been happening quickly against the 22-year-old lefty. As I mentioned, this year, at least with Cincinnati now, his third start, fifth appearance. So the reliever numbers much better when he can go an inning or so and just go pedal to the metal.
Uncle Taylor's getting his rips. Trying to get something a little bit more elevated, but he's taking some real good swings in this at-bat. Hit the ball hard his first time up to right field.
Payoff pitch with nobody out. And Taylor can't get to the high heat. Third strikeout for Finnegan. Bringing in Trey Turner.
Oh, cut to that 94. A little extra on that fastball from Finnegan. Sitting around 90, 91. Humps back or humps up on a 94-mile-an-hour fastball with a little cut to it for strike three. I got reaches back and humped up, mixed up. But that could be a new term if you just keep saying it.
Mm-hmm. We could use a couple new terms every year.
Yeah, he humped back on that 90-mile-an-hour fastball right there to Turner.
Trey dumped one into center field first time, then was caught stealing. What a great throw by Tucker Barnhart. A little bit inside. Marty Foster took a look at it. 2-0. How about that? 5 for his last 10. Not always easy when you come up to the big leagues and go 0 for 8, 0 for 9. Your first week or two getting sparing at bats. He had more defensive assignments and pinch running assignments than at bats early, but his role will increase this week. We'll see more of Trey. Taken all the way on 3-0, and it's a 4-pitch walk, putting 2 aboard for Anthony Rendon.
I mean, ideally for Trey Turner, you'd like him to get a little bit stronger. I mean, you remember when Anthony Rendon first got called up for that little cup of coffee before he played a full season? He went home and lifted, really put some weight on. All of a sudden, his double started carrying into the seats for homers. I think the same goes for Trey Turner. You don't want to go home and put on like 40 pounds of muscle and get huge and lose your flexibility and your speed, because his fast twitch is part of his game. It's the best part of his game. But you know, when you're standing around looking at major leaguers, they are all put together. I mean, whether they're 5'10" or 6'4", they are put together. And I think Trey Turner probably could use a little strength in the offseason, make his game a little more effective at this level.
listed at 6'1", 175, and if memory serves me right, from a couple of years ago when Anthony got up here, he was 6'1", about 180 or so. But they list him at 200 now, so he's put on some bulk.
No, he has. And, I mean, you could just see the difference in his body shape. And then the way the ball came off the bat his first full season was totally different from the way it did in the minor leagues in his call-up. Remember the first time I saw him in Vieira when he had that offseason when he lifted. Yeah, there's the two we're talking about. He walked out in the dugout and I said, you spent the whole winter in the weight room.
Big gap left center where Rendon goes occasionally. And he'll drive it high in the air out to right center, but Jay Bruce is under it. Max Scherzer getting ready to tag, but he's not going anywhere. As I mentioned, Jay Bruce, 10 outfield assists this year, tied for second most in the league. 2 outs for Clint Robinson. Let's see how they play Clint this time with 2 men aboard. First time up, Todd Frazier way off the third base line. And Clint just tucked one right down the line. So they're going to shift some with the shortstop Suarez. But Todd Frazier has to stay home because of the runner at second. At least close. But there's still plenty of room for another ground ball over there. So they want to jam him on the first one, and it's inside.
So you could do the math after the first hit by Clint Robinson, but 393 against lefties this year. 12 for 29. Was 11 for 28. That's the 393. So what's 12 for 29, Carp? You always have your calculator in your front pocket.
Let me move my pocket protector and I'll get it.
Yeah. I mean, everywhere you have your calculator.
But that's only 418. So
you never have your wallet in any pocket, but you always have your calculator on you. What was it?
Okay, mister, I got to go to the ATM. Can you spot me something?
I never have cash. Why? You don't need cash for anything nowadays.
True. 1-1 pitch. Robinson out to left center for Brennan Bosch. The Nats have had a bunch of base runners. They've stranded 4 already. No score to the middle innings.
Your sports vice on any device. Cox, game on. No score as we go to the top of the 4th inning. Max Scherzer tying a career high 252 strikeouts, but he's got a little help from his friends. I don't know if that's a Joan Baez song, but I tried to work it in there. Tyler Moore with a diving catch in left field, kind of stuck, but a great effort. And Anthony Rendon on a slow roller makes a beautiful bare hand play. So Max Scherzer working quick, throwing strikes, defense on their toes, making some nice plays behind him.
Here's a number to go along with that, FP. That 252 was with the Tigers last year when he walked 63. This year he has walked 33.
33
all year. Wow.
When Dan and I talked to him in Philadelphia at the beginning of the year, we told him that Jordan Zimmerman and Doug Fister had more starts than walks last year, and his ears perked up, his eyes wide, and he looked at Dan and I and said, really? That is the coolest stat. He loved that, and he didn't tell us that day, but by the way he responded, I think he wanted to accomplish that this year.
He's close.
And he's so close.
32nd start, 33 strikeouts. Pardon me, walks. 33,000 strikeouts,
yeah.
It seems. So Joey Votto, a nemesis of his, 4 for 6 career with a homer, 3 RBIs. Max walked him first time up. And Joey Votto's now been on base 45 straight games. So he started the day 3/100ths of a point behind Bryce in that category. He's going to drive this ball out to right center. Taylor gets there. In fact, Michael was not even at full speed when he got to that ball. He might have been for a couple of seconds, but he knew he was going to get it.
Well, it was a knuckleball. It went about 4 different directions on Michael Taylor. It started to go in the gap, then it comes back. This will show you this angle for sure. Watch the ball come back to him at the last second, and he kind of overran it because that ball was knuckling. Joey Votto squared that up so much that it was like fielding a knuckleball out there. Michael Taylor with a nice adjustment on the run, keeping his head still, and Max Scherzer getting a lot of help from his defense today. He's loving it.
Yeah, 3 plays in a row. Moore, Rendon, Taylor. Frazier struck out his first time. Todd Frazier, one of the extra base hit guys in the league, 1 behind Bryce Harper, 5 behind Nolan Arenado with 78. Leads the league in doubles along with Matt Carpenter, 42. Then 4th with 35 home runs, top 10 with those 88 batted in. 97 by him. Way outside, a swing and a miss. Ball must have hopped into the mid of Wilson Ramos. And strikeout number 4.
Yeah, Max got the slider going today. Really on top, getting the extension, reaching out to the target. Tremendous late movement on it. Fastball's been sitting in the mid-90s. Slider's been great.
This is kind of cool for Scherzer. Last 4 years, he keeps setting personal records in strikeouts. 231 in 12, 240 2 years ago, the 252, and now he goes beyond that.
96, just sitting at 95, 96. That's usually his reach back when he's got runners out there in scoring position, so it's coming out easy for Max Scherzer here early.
Jay Bruce having an unusual season. Power numbers solid, 26 and 84, but a batting average of just 228. His career average 251 into his 8th year in the big leagues.
Good changeup, good take. A lot of guys are swinging at that one.
Jay Bruce out of Frank Robinson's high school, Westbrook in Beaumont, Texas. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
If they named a high school after Frank Robinson, what would be the mascot?
I don't know. Somebody with a stare.
Yeah, it's got a nice ring to it.
It could stare you down.
I go to Frank Robinson High.
That'd be cool. 2 balls, 2 strikes. How about that changeup? Got all the motion of 95, but it came in 85. Strikeout number 5. .47 pitches for Brandon Finnegan, 26 strikes through 3. A walk, 3 hits. Wilson Ramos, fly ball to right, first time up. Fly ball to right this time. Jay Bruce barely moving, just a little bit to his right. 4th inning underway for the Nats. Geico President's Race a few moments ago. Slow pace, very slow.
Another question, was there a Geico President's Race on July 2nd? There wasn't, right?
No, the game never started.
That's right. So is this a makeup race? Does it go in official standings?
Sure.
Oh, concussion for Abe.
Abe backing in.
He's the champ this year. I think that's 22 or 23 wins for him.
Wow.
Taking that to arbitration, 3-year deal.
And somebody needs to go down to Monticello and work on their technique, because it was a rough year for Tom.
I feel like Tom's the forgotten president. I mean, it's Teddy and Abe. Cal got a lot of press this year.
Tyler Moore, his bat shattered. Rushing in, unable to get it, Brennan Bosch. So Tyler Moore is on. And the Nats have a hit in each inning.
A bat died a hero. Right off the end, Tyler Moore with a big swing. Look at the bat. Heads toward third base. The handle is in his hand, and the ball drops in center field. Good effort by Brandon Bosch. Just didn't stick in his glove. He might have been fooled a little bit. Went back first, then came flying in. And it looked like he had a beat on it. But when his glove hits the grass, the ball comes out, and Tyler Moore will take it. He deserves a few of those. He's made some hard outs this year.
He has. Off-speed pitch to Matt Denducker, who hit into a 4-6 fielder's choice first time up. Dendecker will drive it to right. Jay Bruce can only watch it sail. Hits the top of the wall, then the bottom of the wall. Here comes Tyler Moore, digging for home, scores without a play, and they get Dendecker going into third. I think Matt thought the throw was definitely going home, so he drives in a run with a double and the Nats lead.
A couple things here. Good swing by Matt Dendecker, stay hot left-hander. I mean, he's just everything on the barrel and hitting the ball all over the place. Ball stays in the ballpark, which is a good thing. And a great read by Tyler Moore. He knew that was over Jay Bruce's head right on contact, so he took off. He gave Bob Henley, who did a great job of sending Tyler Moore right there, a chance. Good read by Moore. Ball stays in the ballpark. Good swing by Dendecker. Good send by Henley. A lot of things going on good for the Nats on one play.
9-4-5. And on the front end of that, Jay Bruce gets his 11th outfield assist of the year. Looked like De Jesus took a quick look home, decided for third.
Yeah, and that's why Dendecker got thrown out at third. He thought that was going to be relayed to home, and because he couldn't get a handle on it, he went to third.
2-0. Dan Uggla on a payoff pitch, called out on strikes first time. Got a breaking ball out ahead of it, and he broke his bat. Brought the leather, nice grab.
Nice play.
After today, folks, we're down to 6. Here are 5 of them. Night games in Atlanta, and then on to the Mets. Night games Friday, Saturday, the finale next Sunday. 3 o'clock next Sunday, by the way. Nats Extra before and after every game. So the Nationals put hits together today for the first time. Pays off with Dendecker's 11th RBI. Right now he's 6 for his last 11. Scherzer on deck, bottom of the 4th. He does not get cheated when he's in the batter's box.
No, it's not easy when you get a start once every month either. I mean, he's gotten some at-bats here and there, went on the rehab assignment in the minor leagues, but then all of a sudden you get that start on a makeup game, and you haven't seen 94 on a consistent basis. It looks like 194.
Good take on a breaking ball. 3-2. Dan Uggla with a good at bat to turn over the lineup here. 3 consecutive Nats on base, and for Brandon Finnegan, his second walk. About as sunny now as it has been there. Clouds overhead, but out to the west of us, a little clearing, so we've got sun for the outfielders here. Max Scherzer dropped one into right his first time up. Got that batting average over 200 with that base hit. Up the middle, slowed down by the pitcher, and Scherzer's 2 for 2. So the batting average now 215.
Max Scherzer doing it all here today against the Reds. Pitching a gem, and now his second hit right off the glove of Brandon Finnegan, and ricochets softly to shortstop, so first and second, pair outs, and Michael Taylor has a chance to do some damage. Another good swing by Max Scherzer.
So in the pitchers batting race, Scherzer has 14 hits. Jordan Zimmerman has 9. Doug Fister 7, the top 3. 94 right in there. Michael 0 for 2. Line drive to right, swinging strikeout in the third inning for the leadoff guy. Leads the Nats in that category at 314. Good part of the year. Michael was up in the top 10 in the league with runners in scoring position. Check swing and look out, Trey Turner. He had to hop back from that one near the on-deck circle.
I'm just watching Brandon Finnegan now for 3 2/3. He got a little Mike Hampton in him. Just his delivery, the fastball in mid-90s. Got a good arm and he's got good stuff.
Hampton had a great changeup, didn't he?
Good curveball, good changeup, and he'd fight you. Competitor. And he could hit.
Target in on 1 and 2. Taylor, right center. Oakland will score. Scherzer digging for third. Bob Henley will hold him. It's a single. RBI number 63 for Michael A. Taylor.
Well, he's having some good swings. Excuse me, Carp, his last time up, and he hit a bullet his first time up. Ended up striking out his second at bat, but those are the swings you could tell that he was close to Brandon Finnegan last time up. He got some pitches and fouled him back. This time he squares one up. Maybe got one a little more elevated, a little more out over the plate, so he got some extension. Goes into the gap for an RBI, and the question was, would Max score? Nice play by Jay Bruce, but watch Max run. He is getting it.
It's the only way he knows how to play.
He runs like a kid in Little League, and I say that with all due respect and as a compliment. He's just flying. He's having fun. It's elbows, kneecaps, and arms everywhere. I mean, we've got shots of him run to first this year, going first to third. He just loves to play baseball. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, and one footnote on Taylor. He'll be 25 during spring training next year. If he can master at times that take it the other way thing, there is no cap on what he can do. He has got such talent, speed, and power. What a great swing. Trey Turner, walk and a base hit. 5 Nats in a row on base here.
Be a great time to bunt. You see where Todd Frazier's playing at third base? He's way back. Trey Turner can fly, and it would be an RBI. That's all he has to do is get it down. Look where Frazier's playing. He's way back.
And Trey doesn't have to bunt great to beat it.
He's got to bunt it hard and fly. Frazier's only play would be at home for Scherzer. He definitely wouldn't have a chance if Turner gets one down hard to third.
2-0 now.
It's a play you don't see, the 2-out bunt with a runner on third, but if you're a speed guy and they're back, it's an easy hit. It's an easy RBI.
Trey, by the way, still looking for that first big league RBI. In the air to right. Now the sun's a factor. Jay Bruce calling off the second baseman, De Jesus. Nats pick up a couple of runs on 4 hits.
this one, Bob. Be sure to text Masson's word of the day, Fearless, to 29292 for your chance to win an autographed Nats prize pack. That's Fearless to 29292 for your chance to win. Brought to you by Care First, Blue Cross Blue Shield. Live fearless. Okay, better.
Cool. Max Scherzer, 59 pitches, 37 strikes through 4. 5 strikeouts, they keep piling up. 254, no way to catch Pedro in that amazing season from 97. But he has passed a teammate and a couple of pretty good expos on that list.
Well, he's been throwing all of his pitches for strikes. He just busted out his first 3 changeups of the day to Jay Bruce to strike him out to end the 4th. 59 pitches, 37 strikes, 22 balls.
Eugenio Suarez, shortstop, struck out swinging first time up. Used to be a switch hitter, hitting right-handed exclusively now, and you can't argue with the results. Hitting .285 coming into the game, and Anthony Rendon takes a base hit away.
Anthony Rendon's taken a couple of hits away. Tyler Moore's taken a hit away. Watch this play by Rendon. One hop seed, ready for the baseball. Plenty of time to set and throw. Right on the money. A strike to Clint Robinson.
Brennan Bosch, number 7 hitter. Tucker Barnhart after him. Hit a ground ball to Clint Robinson first time.
Changeup is filth right now. Did you see the bottom drop out of that one at 85? I mean, he's got a great slider going, fastball 95, 96, and then this, the equalizer, the changeup, split action. .98.
Yeah, try to get that outside edge. Got him on 97 away. Scherzer doing that stalking around the mound thing now after strikeout number 6.
I mean, it's just come out so easy for him. 97, 98. Usually when he throws a pitch this hard, you really see the head bob, and you know he's really max effort. And look at that, just free and easy 97, 98. I mean, that's effortless to go with nasty change, nasty slider. And nasty curve.
Tucker Barnhart walked his first time. Talked about him from Brownsburg. He caught Drew Storen's junior and senior seasons in high school. Just 24 years of age. And a 1-1 pitch. Out of play, left side. Max Scherzer through 5, 7 strikeouts, and all the Reds have 2 walks.
Same seats, everybody. It's been a while since I said it for Max, but same seats.
Tickets right now for Nats Winterfest, December 12th and 13th at the Convention Center. Meet and greets with your favorite Nats. Test your skills in a simulated baseball experience. Santa will be there. Buy your ticket at special early bird prices, 202-675-NATS or nationals.com/Nats Winterfest. Bottom of the fifth inning, Anthony Rendon, Clint Robinson, and Wilson Ramos.
Plenty of seats available if you're in the area. You might want to stop by.
It's a beautiful day.
It is a beautiful day.
Finnegan, first 4 innings, 69 pitches, 39 strikes. The Nats made him throw 22 in that 7-batter, 4-hit, 2-run fourth inning. Three and one. Rendon has struck out looking. Hit a fly ball to right. And a hopper down to Todd Frazier. First out, fifth inning. Robinson and Ramos the next two. Base hit down the third base line. Fly ball to center. 1 for 2 today. A rookie season at the age of 30, hitting .268. And that time Finnegan had him out ahead. DeJesus and Bruce, second baseman, will make the call. Backtracking as he grabbed it for the second out.
Most popular way to follow the action in Major League Baseball is with MLB.com app, the #1 app for live baseball. Get the MLB.com app right now for all your baseball needs.
Two fly balls to right off the bat of the Nats catcher. All right, give me your thoughts on the shadows here. They've been creeping for a while. The batter's eye and all that's still in the sun. When does it start getting really tough?
I think it's okay right now. But when it starts getting dark out behind second base, where second base umpire Mark Wagner's standing, like right here, that's when it's going to get tough.
Okay.
Because the ball is going to be coming out bright, it's going to be going into dark, and you can't see the seams, and then thus you don't see rotation on off speed, which isn't the worst thing in the world when you're up 2-0 and have your ace on the mound.
Ramos takes an off-speed pitch, 2-1. Kind of interesting today. The Nats have 4 base runners from their top 5 hitters, and then 5 from the 6th spot on down, including Max Scherzer twice. Decker has the first RBI of the day, that double. Wilson Ramos drives this ball the other way. That thing is off the top of the scoreboard and a home run. Ramos one step closer to his career high of 16. 3-0 Nats.
Buffalo homer going deep the other way.
Well, 16 homers, 59 RBIs 2 years ago. So right now he's at 15 and a career high 67 batted in. 100. And Tyler Moore with a fly ball to right. Jay Bruce over there. Nats add on, always important in the middle of a ball game. The Cincinnati pitcher is due up as we go top 6. Wilson Ramos beautifully the other way. Bang, right off the top of the board at the 375 mark. Almost puts the Nats on top by 3. Reds will go with a pinch hitter here. Switch hitting catcher Brian Pena against Max Scherzer. Pena 2 for 8 career with an RBI against Max. 71st pitch of the day. Jammed him. Pop up. Scherzer might catch it. No, Rendon will call him off. Foul ball going out. He could have caught it. Strikeout to walk ratio. This ball club doing things that haven't been done in a long time, except by a team from Washington or maybe LA. All time the Milwaukee Cream Cities in 1884. Are you kidding me?
I didn't even know
it was like one strike for a strikeout back then.
I didn't even know there was a Milwaukee Cream Cities.
Didn't know that either.
It's the Milwaukee Cream Cities against your Washington Nationals next on Masson. This doesn't have a ring to it.
Jumbo Diaz for the Reds warming up to pitch in the 6th. Skip Schumacher That laser to left last time, and Tyler Moore ranging far to his left to make a diving catch. That was the second out in the third inning. First of 3 good defensive plays by the Nats. And that one caught by Dan Uggla on the backhand side.
Getting a little help from his friends today, Max Scherzer is.
Writing down some stars in the scorebook. I've got 4 of them so far.
Tyler Moore, diving play. Anthony Rendon, bare hand play. Anthony Rendon, 1-hop play. And now Dan Uggla getting in the mix on a low line drive from Skip Schumacher. Same seats to everybody.
Schumacher robbed twice. Actually 5 stars for good defense. Moore, Rendon twice. Taylor, Uggla. Ivan De Jesus Jr., the hitter. He has struck out and bounced out on one of those good plays by Rendon when he had to come in and bare hand and throw him out. Craig Stammen and Bryce Harper taking in a ball game. Craig's going to make the road trip with us to Atlanta and New York. It'll be great to have him with the ball club. Missed him this year. 2-1 pitch. That's a strike, running back to the outside edge.
Fastball command. All 3 off-speed pitches on point. Good frame by Wilson Ramos.
Crowd starting to get into it here with 2 outs and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss on 97.
Oh,
that's number 8.
Time for some Yellowwood. Bring in the lumber. Let's go back to the 4th inning. Tyler Moore got the rally started with a broken bat single into center field. Matt Dendecker staying hot. Double down the corner. He gets thrown out on his way to 3rd. And Max Scherzer with a base hit up the middle. And Michael Taylor with a nice short compact swing. Low line drive to right center. Scores Dan Uggla. Ian Desmond approves. First 2 runs of the day for the Nats. They brought their lumber, and they've definitely brought their leather, making some nice plays behind Max Scherzer.
Jumbo Diaz, 31-year-old right-hander, takes over for Cincinnati here. 58th appearance. Strikeout guy, 63 in 56 innings, and the league's hitting .246 against him. Matt Dendecker is 0 for 1 career against Jumbo with a strikeout. Dan Uggla and Max Scherzer will be facing him for the first time.
I'm trying to get Jumbo Diaz on my fan graphs, and it keeps going back to Joan Baez. I'm stuck. Hold on a second.
Try a different key.
No, Jumbo Diaz, not Joan Baez. That was 3 innings ago.
Dendecker 1 for 2 with an RBI double.
Jumbo's got a good fastball, averaging 97, slider, and a split to go with it. I feel like if your first name's Jumbo, you have to have a good fastball, right?
And he had some away and downward movement with that 96. Long time in the Dodger organization, then Texas. Finally got to the big leagues for 36 games with the Reds last year. Professional baseball since '02. So he's gone 88, 96, and 90 here to Matt Dendecker.
Yeah, that was a split at 90.
Only game in progress in baseball. Everything in the National League. Only 3 games tonight. And Dendecker will drive this ball to left center. A lot of carry on it. Gone! Into the bullpen. Matt Dendecker putting on a power show on the last homestand. Dead center against Philadelphia. Left center bullpen here. Wow.
I mean, what hasn't he done in this homestand?
Hit a triple.
Well, he almost had one last time. He got thrown out. And he had one yesterday, but they gave him an error, a double and an error. But he has just been barreling up everything. And the ultimate display of power, a lot like Wilson Ramos, an opposite field home run for Matt Dendecker, his 5th of the year, making it 4-0.
Yeah. Anybody who thinks when you've been eliminated, ball games don't mean anything, look what this guy's doing. 7 for 10 now, with a home run and 2 home runs and 3 batted in. This ball over by the tarp, and just too far for Joey Votto to reach. Off the bat of Dan Uggla.
Locked in, Matt Dendecker. Here's the home run again. That leg kick is providing some extra torque in his swing, and the barrel to the baseball, gone. And if Ian Desmond doesn't come back next year, are they going to have a drill in spring training for the new helmet taker offer guy? Because somebody's got to start training for it. Who did it right there? Maybe something you can practice in the off season on your couch. Just have your kids run around with a helmet on and then just take it off whenever. But that's a baton that may have to be passed. We'll see.
Matt Dendecker, 5th of the year.
Bryce got his helmet. Okay. New helmet taker offer guy?
Uggla. Didn't look like he went. Mike Malinsky says no down at first.
Yeah, I think it was Bryce, right? Oh, it was Wilson, then Bryce finally got it.
Swing and a miss on a big breaking ball. First out, 6th inning. Here comes Max Scherzer.
Well, Matt Dendecker does not get free season tickets, but if you hit a tater, you will get free season tickets. If you renew your 2016 Nats Plus membership by October 5th, you can swing for the seats. You get 2 pitches to try to hit a tater off a pitching machine. I was told it throws about 60 miles an hour. So, at the very least, it'll be fun to stand on a major league field, take some hacks, you get a couple of them, and maybe you get free season tickets.
You have to buy new tickets or renew your present ones by October 5th to be eligible. Scherzer 2 for 2, batting .215. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I'm sure we're all pretty okay with the Max Scherzer out right here, but that's not how he thinks. He's thinking double in the gap, triple in an alley, home run in the seats.
Two and 1. Hits it sharply. He's had 3 good at bats. DeJesus throws him out. 2 down with Michael A. Taylor coming up. Fans loving what they're seeing both sides of the ball from Max Scherzer.
Go down the tunnel, put his helmet in the rack. His routine every start. There he goes down the tunnel.
Taylor 1 for 3, RBI hit to right center last time, facing Diaz for the first time. Reaching for that one. Chance for a hit. And Frazier will kick save it. Thought about letting it roll to the bag. And then put his foot out there. Michael Taylor 2 for 4.
I think the reason he put his foot out there is because he knew it was a hit. And if it gets by him, as hard as he was charging, it was going to be a double. And that could have rolled all the way to the outfield grass, and Michael Taylor could have got the second. So once he determined it was going to be fair, he just stops it with his foot. Not a bad idea by Todd Frazier.
Trey Turner, a good day, a base hit and a walk. Dendecker, Taylor, and Turner bringing energy today and doing some damage as well. Strike call. Pitch out. Ooh, and Diaz almost threw it away. Taylor not going. Michael A. has stolen 16 out of 19 this year.
Well, Taylor likes to go early in the count, and the Reds thinking maybe they saw something on the throw over. Decided to pitch out. Fish ain't biting.
Ball 2.
Joey Votto set to lead off the top of the 7th for the Reds.
Yeah, then Frazier and Bruce 3, 4, 5. Turner hits it twice. Got him on the corner, and Trey Turner knew it. Key inning coming up. Number 3, Votto. Number 4, Frazier. Number 5, Shea Bruce. Twenty batters, 15 first pitch strikes by Max Scherzer. Striking out 8, walking 2 through 6. Joey Votto, one of those walks. And then a drive to center caught by Michael A. Taylor on that knuckling ball back in the 6th inning. Off speed outside.
With the 4-0 lead, you don't necessarily have to pitch to Joey Votto here if you don't like, if you fall behind or whatever. Just 0-2 him. Throw your best pitch every single time and see what happens. I don't know if Max Scherzer ever thinks like that, but it's an option.
Strike call. Cloud cover now, so no shadows or anything for the hitters to contend with here at 4:58 in the afternoon. Change up for a called strike. 1-2.
Any pitch, any count, and they're all good. The changeup has tremendous movement. So does the fastball. The command has been good with all of them. The slider is late. The get me over curveball to steal strike 1. Pick a pitch, any pitch. They're all working.
Got him on a ball tipped. High fastball. Strikeout number 9.
99 miles an hour on the heater for Max Scherzer for strike 3 to Joey Votto. So let the stalking begin. And there's your Reds box score.
Votto, first inning walk. Barnhart, third inning leadoff walk. Scherzer's retired 13 in a row and 17 of the last 18 Reds.
I'd like to see if Max has hit 99 this year. I don't remember him hitting 99.
Frazier, hot shot to his left. Turner. Yes! Robinson able to get back down to the bag. 2 outs. That's 6 stars in the scorebook for Nats defense today.
Great play by Trey Turner. Max Scherzer getting a lot of help from his friends today, and Trey Turner just joins the defensive party. Some serious leather being thrown at the Reds, along with some serious pitches for Max Scherzer. He is digging the play by Trey Turner. Folks, this is getting real good.
There's Jay Bruce. Ooh, little half swing, defensive swing. And Bruce looking at his bat, thinking it might have gotten him on the trademark and broke it, but it didn't.
Did you hear the crowd? Everybody, oh.
Oh, 2. Well, they're already standing over by the Nats dugout. I don't know how Jay Bruce got his bat to that, but he did.
I was saying it's been coming out easy all day. 95, 96, reach back 98, 99.
Max Scherzer struck out 12 Orioles last time. He's sitting on 9 today. Bruce out ahead, well foul. Nine double-digit strikeout games this year. Into the 5 o'clock hour. No traffic on the bases. Playing on 395 as we look north. BCFP, DK watching Max Scherzer trying to get the 3rd out, 7th inning. Jay Bruce hanging tough.
Putting on a good fight, isn't he? 98, 99, found off some tough pitches. See what Ramos and Scherzer decide on here in a 1-2 count. The fans are into it. Why wouldn't you be?
Two and two.
Make your pitch. If he wants to swing at your pitch, great. If he doesn't, great.
Pitch count fine for the 7th inning.
Now you don't have to give in here.
Pitch number 10 of this at bat. First at bat of the day, 9 by Schumacher. And now more than 6 innings later, double-digit pitches against Bruce. Dan Uggla, short right field on his modified shift. Walked it. 3rd of the game.
Yeah, he was on every single pitch. He tried to make a perfect pitch with the changeup, then the fastball right there at double 9s. And if you walk somebody, you walk somebody. That's not the worst thing in the world.
Breaks a streak of 14 consecutive batters retired. Eugenio Suarez, a strikeout in the 2nd. And then on a hot shot in the 5th, a great play by Rendon to his left to take a single away.
I feel like Wilson Ramos gave up on that pitch and just kind of came out of his crouch to throw it back like it was a ball high and got the call anyways. Watch Ramos just kind of come up and say that's a ball, and then Marty Foster calls it a strike.
All right, they're going to stand again. Little tapper in front of the plate. Max has it. And Max has 7 shutout innings.
Might want to text your friends and tell them there's something going on in Nats Park. Max Scherzer, amazing here so far.
Copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Washington Nationals. Come to this ballpark every day and you don't know what you will see from one day to the next. 4-10-0 Nats, 0-0-1 Reds. Bottom of the 7th coming up, and a call to the bullpen for Cincinnati, packaged by the UPS Store. Your one-stop shop for all your small business needs. Let us handle your mailbox service needs. We love logistics. Bert Badenhop. Nats faced him a number of times when he was with the Marlins. Anthony Rendon gets a breaking ball and fouls it off to the right. Rendon 0 for 3 today. And that one, 88, just kind of chasing him inside off the plate. And Rendon now 2 for 3 against Badenhop. Drills one to the scoreboard. A patented Anthony Rendon double. 7th inning. Bottom half underway.
Yeah, beautiful swing right there by Anthony Rendon. Letting the ball travel, letting it get deep, shooting it to the gap in right center field. Nice swing. Leadoff double here in the 7th. Looked like a Badenhoff fastball that averages 88, three-quarter release. He's got a slider and a change to go with it, but Rendon definitely on that one.
Glenn Robinson 1 for 3. Nats on top by 4. 11 Washington hits.
Well, pitchers often talk about the rhythm of the game and when they're having a good game to get back out there. But I just think when you get to September 28th and you've pitched a whole season, that a long offensive inning is a good thing. To just catch your breath.
Robinson hits it well out to left. Edge of the track. Schumacher with that catch. Back to second base. Rendon.
Wilson Ramos with a Buffalo homer. His last at bat in the 5th, got a fastball right down the middle. Hands inside, barrel trailing, right on the sweet spot, and it just gets out of the top of the scoreboard to right center to make it a 3-0 game. 15th of the year.
Wilson Ramos, opposite field blast, right off the top of the out-of-town scoreboard, right center, first time. And the breaking ball had him locked up. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Good slider right there, just missed. I think experience becomes a big factor in today's game with the guy you're looking at right now. He's been there, done that a few times, and he knows what he's doing.
2-1 pitch, way outside.
Maybe more so he than anybody else when you think about it.
Deep in the shortstop hole. Well played by Eugenio Suarez. Rendon to third on the second out.
DC Beer Festival returns to Nats Park on Saturday, November 7th, featuring fall beers, lawn games, food trucks, DJs, and more. Admission is $40 with a choice of 2 sessions and includes unlimited tastings from dozens of craft breweries. Or until you drop, whichever comes first. Must be 21 and over to attend this event. Some restrictions apply. Get your tickets now at nationals.com/beer.
Tyler Moore, 1 for 3 today.
Tyler's pass list, I think you just heard right there.
No trouble on that take, way outside, 2-0. Nats box. Taylor, 2 for 4 day with an RBI. That was the second run batted in of the day. Matt Dendecker's double got the Nats on top in the 4th. Ramos a homer in the 5th, and then Dendecker to the left field opposite bullpen. Quite a blast leading off the 6th. And the tapper foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the off speed, he takes it 3-2. Typical day for Tyler Moore, and there's Dendecker, the power guy, the sudden power guy on deck. When Tyler gets his start now, he's batting right around 250 this season. This is his 32nd start of the year. He's driven in 23 runs. And that ball hooking had a funny sound. He broke his bat. Inning started with a Rendon double. Went to third on a 1-out grounder by Ramos. Swing and a miss on 83. Nationals strand their 8th runner of the day, but they've scored 4. And now Max Scherzer back to work. Area Toyota dealers. Every time there's a strikeout, $37 to the Children's Inn at the National Institutes of Health. It's Toyota's K for Kids.
We want to see some Ks. Max Scherzer on point with all of his pitches today. Fastball command has been coming out free and easy, 95 to 99 miles an hour. The slider has been tough to pick up based on the swings you're seeing. The changeup has been thrown for a strike and then thrown for a ball with 2 strikes with split action. So Scherzer's got it going on, to say the least here. On point with every single pitch, and same seats, everybody. Don't move a muscle.
Top of the 8th inning, Brennan Bosch, former Detroit teammate, the hitter. Ground ball to first, swinging strikeout. Up there early, hacking, foul ball. Max Scherzer has gone 7 innings or more for the 17th time this year. Pitch number 100 is next. The changeup for strike 2.
Yeah, the changeup's been devastating to lefties. The slider been devastating to righties, but it's just disappearing. Pitch number 100 as good as pitch number 1.
Ramos drops it. Hitter departs. Strikeout number 10. And for Max Scherzer, the 10th time this year with double-digit strikeouts. 1 out, 8th inning.
And you're out of the pennant race. You're thinking you're just going to come watch a makeup game at Nats Park, have a little bit of fun. Now my palms are sweaty and I'm very nervous.
Tucker Barnhart, the catcher, a walk and a strikeout. Reds have no one on deck in the pitcher's spot. They will in a moment. Jason Bourgeois has stepped out on deck. 0-1 pitch, and it's inside. Yeah, 12 against the Orioles and 10 more today. Strike 2.
It seems to me he's getting stronger. And all of his off speed's getting sharper as this one progresses. You know, fastball sitting at 96, and with 2 strikes, it's been 99.
Driven to left and a clean base hit by Tucker Barnhart. Here comes the ovation. And an extended one here for the Nats ace. Bourgeois facing Scherzer for the first time. Strike 1. Well, that was a really well struck baseball. Tucker Barnhart on base for the 2nd time today. There's the big breaking ball for strike 2 with 1 out.
I mean, his fastball's been so dominant today that it almost seemed like Barnhart had to cheat and get his barrel out early to hit it to left. We've seen lefty after lefty late on the fastball, following over the Reds' dugout. Just gives you an idea of the life that Scherzer's heaters had all day here today.
To the right side. Slow roller. No tag. Maybe a tag at second. How about that? But safe, as evidently Barnhart got in under the tag of Trey Turner, and the Nats will have a look at this.
I don't see Trey Turner arguing very much at shortstop. That always kind of gives you a clue whether they're going to review the play or not, and whether Matt Williams challenges. Did he put the tag on him? Did he get it in there? I don't think he did. And at the end, didn't look like it to me. This angle will show. They're not going to challenge that. He's safe.
Yeah, simple 4-3 now. Close to a 4-3-6 double play. And 2 outs in the 8th for Skip Schumacher. And another hit up the middle. Barnhart coming around. Taylor. Strong throw home. Ooh, and Ramos just missed the tag as the runner went by standing up. So a 4-1 ball game as Schumacher drives in Barnhart.
No disrespect to Tucker Barnhart, who broke up the no-hitter, but Skip Schumacher was the guy you were looking at. I mean, he hit a bullet to Tyler Moore's first time up, a bullet to Dan Uggla his 3rd time up, and now he cashes it with a base hit, and he breaks up the shutout his 4th time up. Skip Schumacher, really the only Red, as you see the tag just missed the jersey of Barnhart. And I mean, just missed it. But Schumacher's seen Scherzer good all day.
Next up, Ivan De Jesus Jr. How to play right side, no balls, 2 strikes. So Blake trying Matt Thornton.
It's the 4th time this year Scherzer's flirted with a no-hitter. Remember in Milwaukee, the 16 strikeout game, had one against the Pirates, I think the following start, and then he was perfect through, what was it, 5 or 6 against the Phillies the following start, and then today here. So, I mean, a chance legitimately to throw 4 no-hitters in one season. And you're thinking it based on the stuff here today and the help he was getting from his defense. The Reds put some balls in play hard, but a number of good plays behind him because he's throwing strikes. He's in the zone. He's got a good tempo. Guys on their toes. They know what's going on. But how many guys in baseball can say that they almost or came close to throwing 4 no-hitters in a single season?
And a bouncer down to third for Anthony Rendon. Ladies and gentlemen, never underestimate how much fun you can have at a makeup game.
Something about September 28th and the last home game at Nats Park. Last year on this day, Jordan Zimmerman did this with a little help from his friends as well. Steven Souza Jr. with one of the most amazing catches to end and complete a no-hitter you'll ever see. And a full house here at Nats Park went absolutely berserk after that catch, and so did the guys. And we had a blast watching it. Thought it was going to happen here today. Really did.
Yeah, something about the same day, last home game. Didn't quite work out, but that was a gem by Jordan, and Max almost took it to the max today. Could be done now after 8, and why not? 113 pitches. He gave it everything he had. All but one pitch in that 8th inning in the strike zone. Left-hander Manny Parra for the Reds here. Bottom of the 8th. Dendecker, Ugla, and then a pinch hitter for Max Scherzer. Quite a day for Matt Dendecker, who turns on one and hits a screamer into the seats.
I mean, the ball hit yesterday was hit a ton, but this one pretty impressive as well, going the other way. Letting the ball travel, letting it get deep, hitting the Reds bullpen right over the 377 sign. Mullet power. It's working.
Dendecker out to center. He's got another hit. And he's going to second base. 2 more extra base hits today. He was on the Nats opening day roster this year and making a bid to be back here in April. Great effort there by Bosch, but no chance.
7 for his last 8. Matt Dendecker, player of the week in the last 2 games.
He is 8 for 13 going back to the start of the Philadelphia series. And of course, he did all the damage yesterday, so your number well taken there. But I mean, piling up extra base hits like crazy.
He might get player of the week.
Here's Dan Uggla, Reed Johnson on deck. And you can hear sections 313 and 314 underneath us. They've never been afraid to express their opinion down there.
I think they're chanting, "We're scared of mice." I'm not sure what that is.
Which rhymes with Bryce.
Oh, that's what it is.
2-0. Well, they won't get Bryce if there's a left-handed reliever out there. Reed Johnson, long road back to the big leagues, got it at bat yesterday. Inside, 3-0. Kind of interesting if Brian Price would go to a right-hander after they announced Reed Johnson.
Tell you
what might happen.
I hope baseball evolves into getting back to this guy can get out righties and lefties, and this matchup thing that everybody's playing in Major League Baseball. Just throw somebody out there that can get people out, whether it's a lefty, whether it's a righty. It just seems like the game has evolved into such matchups in every aspect, in every ball club.
And in September, it's only worse. I mean, the Reds have 13 guys in their bullpen right now.
Get a bunch of those guys that throw 98, 99 and just let them go.
Yeah, and Uggla gets a good piece of this one, and it's going to put Bosch halfway onto the track. Dendecker goes to third with 1 out. Dan Uggla's best swing lately.
It's a nice ovation going back to the dugout.
I'd say our fans getting it today. They are right on top of everything that's going on. And now Reed Johnson has been announced.
Well, they know this is the last time we're going to get to see the ball club for a long time. I mean, every winter, that's all you hear around town, especially last winter when I stayed here all year, is just wins baseball, wins spring training. I miss the Nats. And they know this is their last chance here today, so they're letting them know how much they appreciate them, and it's going to be a long winter.
Johnson pitch hit in the 9th inning yesterday and struck out. Got to see some big league pitching for the first time since April. J.J. Hoover has been warming. Infield in for the Reds. I mean, this is a 3-run game. They'd like to keep it that way with Votto, Frazier, and Bruce coming up in the 9th against a Nats bullpen now that's in a situation where, okay, who's your closer? This is an important run to get home. You don't want anything to happen here to have a possible win for Max Scherzer get taken away. Reed Johnson on the year, 2 RBIs, 4 for 19. And Johnson will get jammed and hit it out to center. Bosch, center fielder, Dendecker. Good speed. That's a good throw. Not in time. And good for Reed Johnson. He waits months and months to get his third RBI of the season. The Nats lead 5-1.
Kind of getting that run right back. Reed Johnson, a little smirk, saying some funny things in the dugout. You can just tell. Got a great sense of humor. He would have been a wonderful addition to this ball club all year. His energy and his effort level and the spark he would have added to this team. It's nice to see him do something to contribute to a hopeful W for that ball club. And Matt Dendecker just doing it all, tagging on short fly balls, hitting the ball all over, playing right out of his uniform.
Michael A. Taylor, good day. 2 for 4. One of his outs, a line drive to right. Way inside. Counts 1-2. Two pitch. Strikeout. Bottom of the 8th is over. So who's going to pitch the 9th? You would think Matt Thornton. Yeah, because Joey Votto's the leadoff guy, and then Bruce 2 after him. Riggleman, former Nats manager over there, chatting with Anthony Rendon. He's the third base coach for the Reds. Defense a big part of this one, and for a while we thought this defense might lead to some history. Tyler Moore not far from where Steven Souza made a certain catch last year.
But that was the first of the good defensive plays, and Anthony Rendon came in with the bare hand right on the money. There's one. Trey Turner, this one you were thinking was huge at the time. Max Scherzer was fired up. It's another good play by Dan Uggla on a line drive at second base. So a lot of help from his D today. But Max Scherzer, all 4 pitches on point, and the fastball as high as 99 miles an hour.
So Matt Thornton on to try to take care of business here in the top of the 9th inning. Tough hitters. Swing and a miss against Joey Votto. And then a pretty good hook. Real good hook. Joey Votto with a walk, 0 for 2 today. And he drills one to right center. Tomorrow night, the Nats in Atlanta. First of a 3-game series there. Tanner Roark, 3-0 career against the Braves with a 1.91 ERA. Matt Whistler will go for Atlanta. He has thrown 4 times against the Nats already this season. They've hammered him 11 runs in 13 innings. 6:30 with Nats Extra tomorrow night right here on Masson. First pitch 7:10 from Turner Field. Here's Todd Frazier. This 9th inning could be a tough one, but he gets Frazier on 1 pitch. Matt Dendecker for the out. Nats Extra postgame show when this one is over. Johnny and Ray already is presented by W.B. Mason.
So who's going to close the last week for the Nationals?
A committee. Might be several guys, huh?
I'm thinking. I mean, we'll see, right? One of those guys down there. I'd like to see Felipe Rivero get a chance.
Bouncing ball. Thornton to short for 1. The home season is over on a high note for the Nats with a 1-6-3 double play. Max Scherzer, fantastic today. Almost made some more Nats history on the last day of the season. And Washington beat Cincinnati 5-1 with a 3-hitter by Max Scherzer.
I'll tell you what, there's a lot of tough tickets to come by for Nats games, but the last game of the season, the last home game of the season, is going to be one of the toughest tickets next year. That's 2 years in a row we've been absolutely thrilled on a air quotes meaningless game on the last home game of the season. What an effort by Max Scherzer today. His defense, the offense did their thing. And what a difference a day makes.
Pitchers will be begging. They will be bribing. Do anything to be able to pitch the last home game of the season. Nice win for the Nats. More from Nationals Park straight ahead.